Hey y'all, hi. It's time for another episode of New Makeup Hot Takes. It's weird though. I mean, a lot of things are weird. One, the pepperoni pizza perfume. Am I going to talk about it? I'm still undecided. The video is opened. I have it here on my screen. I'm still undecided. Two, I tried to do that lip from the Saie listing for the lip liner. Like the product photography, one of the models has basically this lip, and I am still testing the Saie lip liner. Let's say this. I've adopted the Saie lip liner into the bosom of my family in the shade Liberica, but this is intense for me, right? But the thing that I was going to say is weird is my takes aren't that hot today. It's like I have something sort of mild and innocuous to say about everything that's new to the market, and then maybe one like 75-degree take, you know? This is for those of us who like to just hang out, okay? If you like to just hang out, down-regulate your nervous system a little bit with me while meandering through the landscape of new makeup here in March of 2025, then you've come to the right place. If you're new here, I hope you will stay for it. My name is Hannah. I love this stuff. I'm also a writer. I'll link my book at the top of the description box down below so you can check it out if you are so inclined. Now let's get into the meat of this video. New makeup, hot takes. New makeup, hot takes. Not the pepperoni pizza meat. The pepperoni pizza meat of the video. Now let's get into this pepperoni pizza perfume. But before we go there, if we even are going to, this video is kindly sponsored by Factor. I love working with Factor. I love the meals. Factor delivers fresh, never frozen, dietitian approved meals straight to your doorstep, making it easier than ever to meet your nutrition goals. Gourmet chefs create each meal using ingredients with integrity to help you feel your best all day long. There is nothing so delightful to me as the sight of a Factor box on our doorstep. The box that just came this week, when I looked out of the window of our door and I saw it on the doorstep, I was like, Joe, it's the Factor box. We're saved. The meals provide so much stress relief and so much extra time just when we need it the most. We're self-employed. We have a toddler. We always tend to do too much and work too late into the evening and then really have to scramble for dinner. And the cooking fatigue is real. But with Factor, the meals reheat in just a couple of minutes, and I know that the food is going to taste good and make us feel good. Factor has options that cater to a wide variety of dietary preferences and needs, like Gourmet Plus, Keto, Calorie Smart, Vegan, and Veggie. The subscription is flexible. You can change the number of meals that you receive in any given week at any time, or you can pause or reschedule delivery at any time. And they also have add-ons like snacks, protein shakes, and juices. I'm a big fan of the protein shakes. So head to factor75.com or click the link below and use the code 50HANNAHP to get 50% off plus free shipping on your first Factor box. That's code 50HANNAHP at factor75.com for 50% off and free shipping on your first Factor box. And thanks again to Factor for sponsoring. I honestly have nothing to say about the pepperoni pizza perfume, except that it seems like it would smell good, not based on the fact that it's based on pepperoni pizza. Well, just pepperoni, I guess. But the notes, a unisex, spicy, smoky fragrance with notes of pepper and spice with a warm, woody base. I mean, that is what I'm into. If it wasn't that it was made by Domino's, I feel like if, I don't know, Replica came out with a pepperoni-inspired perfume and it wasn't associated with Domino's and it certainly wasn't produced by Domino's, everyone would be losing their minds, okay? Everyone would be losing their minds over that. I think people lost their minds over this too, though. Let's get into what we really care about. Big Lip by Harry Styles. I saw this and I was like, here's what happened. I went to Trend Mood, the Instagram account that posts about new makeup releases, and I use it to prep for this video and decide what I'm going to talk about. And the first thing that I saw was this Big Lip. And I was like, I'm going to buy that right now because it's the exact type of product that I'm the most interested in, that I did that huge conglomerate review, multi-video series searching for the best tinted lip balm. This is like a big, juicy, lightly tinted lip balm that I guess can also be used on the cheeks, but they're just saying that. We all know what it is. The swatches, it looks so grungy in color, so lightly tinted. The color is there. The color is neutral, but it's not too much, not too overwhelming. It looks like the perfect hybrid of skincare and makeup, and it's gigantic, which is so great. I love that. I was like, I am a fool. I am going here to select new makeup to talk about on YouTube, and you know, my angle is often finding a reason not to buy the thing, checking yourself before you wreck yourself, digging deep into the consumerist consumerist impulse and trying to kind of untangle it and therefore diffuse its power. Like, that's what we're doing here. I, Hannah Louise Boson, went to Trend Mood to prep the video, and I was like clicking through to pleasing.com or whatever Harry Styles website is. Gonna go buy it. But then I saw the listing for it and the colors are like fuchsia, cherry. The swatches on the listing did not look subtle and delightful and high-end like they do in these dark, smoky photographs on Trend Mood. And I was just like, no, I don't want this anymore, which is good. Merit, on the other hand, is really getting me where I live with new shades of the shade Slick, which is a great product from them, especially Tabby. Not only is it the milk chocolate brown of my dreams, but it's called Tabby. And a lip liner, which is really exciting. As we can see, I love a lip liner now. Like, I'm really into a lip liner right now. I do hope that I'll get the chance to swatch at least Tabby, but maybe more of these on YouTube, so stay tuned. I've worked with Merit, have a really great relationship with that brand, so I'm hoping they will willing to send a couple of these colors along for me to review. If for some reason they don't, I will buy Tabby. We're really 0 for 2 with the digging deep into the consumerist impulse and untangling it so that it disperses. But Merit to me is the cream of the cream, you know, and especially I know this product, the shade Slick, the one that I've used, I've gone through like 2 tubes of is Marrakesh, but it's like a soft red. So it's not a super statement lip on me, but way more statement than this brown would be. I can feel pretty confident going into it that I will actively use this product and then it's not just a fantasy. Always fun to see what Merit's doing. Okay, let's talk about something that might just be a fantasy. What are these wiggly bottles? I told you my takes were sort of lukewarm today. And I say this every time. The marketing, the packaging, gisou. Have you tried this? Can someone just tell me in the comments, like, is this a good lip gloss or lip oil or whatever? Hydrating lip oil. I see this marketing everywhere. It works on me. I see it and I want it. And then I'm like, what are you talking about? Like, you don't know anything. To myself is what I'm saying it to myself. What are you talking about? You don't know anything about this. The colors actually also look pretty bright. It's like peach, raspberry. Yeah, there's a glazed pink one. Yeah, there's a shimmery one. It's the wiggly bottle and the way they do this little sparkle, sun sparkle hitting the glass. I see that and I'm just like, I bet it's amazing. But it makes me feel like if I get it, then when I open it, it'll be like, ah, and everything will be sun drenched and sparkly, but it won't. If I get it, it'll just be a little wiggly glass bottle in my hand. And then what will really matter is what the product is like on the lips. I just find the marketing so compelling, but we're going to move on from it. It doesn't matter. Another thing, maybe I think my takes are lukewarm, but it's really just because things are appealing to me. So it's harder to be harsh. It's harder to be like, we don't need this garbage trash. We just use what we have. When Phlur is releasing Vanilla Smoke, although I can do it. I can get through this. Because here's the thing about Vanilla Smoke. Past Hannah would have gone crazy for it. For years, this was my exact scent profile, right? Woody spices, cashmere, vanilla, incense, and I guess sort of like a white chocolate. The imagery is so good though, right? This incensey, smoky vanilla. So it just depends on how gourmand it actually is, because I used to just drench myself in sweet gourmand scents and I really loved that. And it really worked for me. It worked with my body chemistry. It worked with my lifestyle. It worked with my personality, right? It worked. As I've gotten older and my life has changed and my identity has kind of evolved and morphed, I've moved away from that drenched sweetness. It was never very sweet though. It was a smoky sweet. That was what I wanted, like a smoked, burnt wood vanilla. But I've moved away from the vanilla at all. And now I'm more interested in herbal, like maybe a bit of woodiness, but it's more like basil. That's kind of what it smells like I've been making pesto in my kitchen. So I have a narrow escape from this, from feeling like I really need to get it, because I just can remind myself that even if it is the absolute dream that I've ever had for most of my life of wearing scent, it's no longer the dream. It would remind me of my past self, and it really is just my past self that hungers for it, so I can let it go. But I do appreciate what they're doing. I can't say I don't appreciate what they're doing here, and I am still wearing the Phlur Vanilla Skin deodorant every day, and it is still one of the best things that I've come across in 2025, if not the best thing, the literal best. Maybe they'll make a vanilla smoke deodorant. I feel like that would be weird to everyone except me. So Haus Labs Bio Radiant Glassy Highlighter Balm. Doesn't this look just like the Merit Day Glow highlighting stick? Again, sort of a boring take. Like that's everybody, these takes that are like, this looks like a dupe for that. This looks just like that. Like that to me is like the most basic take. That's not a hot take. You've barely even taken anything. It's like you just took a nibble. I just feel like it's a bit undeniable. Maybe in person, the packaging is a lot skinnier and longer, but it's also the shades. Like the shades look exactly the same. Not like the Merit Day Glow shades are that innovative. It's not like like they copied it. Just, I could see them having come up with these exact shades just of their own accord and them happening to look the same. It makes me wonder if the formula is the same. I don't want this. That's all I had to say about it was looks like the Merit Day Glow. Moving on. All right, here we go. Sorry, I'm smacking things in my excitement because we're starting to get into some things that are enlivening me, okay? Natasha Denona Bloom. What are we doing, Natasha? Bloom was like a decade ago. Wasn't Natasha Denona Bloom X? Wasn't the Bloom collection 55 years ago? Was not the Bloom collection released between the world wars? And now here she comes, millennia later, with the Natasha Denona Bloom eyeshadow palette. And it, my friends, is boring. It really does look like something that would have been released in the same era as the Anastasia Beverly Hills Modern Renaissance palette, doesn't it? What are we doing here? What are these reds? What, for that matter, is this watercolory packaging that looks like hotel art? That's my hot take, and I'm sticking to it. One brand doing a thing. Well, I guess several brands have done a thing that kind of got me going, but look at these massive round pans of cream blush. Actually, somehow also feels a bit weirdly dated to me. I don't know why. They kind of remind me of the e.l.f. Poreless Putty Primer, and I hope they don't feel that way. I hope they don't have that silicone slip. They very well could. This, though, really makes me want to try it. And there is that kind of pale peach color. There are some great browns. There's like a nice soft coral. Go Juvia's Place Go is all I have to say about this. And this leads me to possibly my most comprehensive, legitimate take of the video, my most zoomed out piece of analytical thinking about their contemporary makeup market. My most analytical comment, which is really when you hear it, you're going to be like, wow, that was it. Is powder blush coming back? That's it. That was the comment. Because Saie, Fenty, and Tower 28 are all releasing powder blushes. I think of those as three brands that are particularly interested in the way the wind is blowing. In fact, Saie, if you remember my vicious takedown of the brand when it first launched, because I was so excited and I tried all these products. They were so terrible. And my thesis overall was that it seemed like the brand had been developed based on market analysis. And I meant this on every level, from the formulas through to the product design through to the packaging and everything. It all seemed to just be like a synthesis of what the market might be moving towards and then just spitting out products that seemed to check all the boxes of what they thought everyone wanted by zooming out and averaging everything together, kind of. But then the products themselves were sort of lackluster and didn't quite hit. Everything was a little off. It felt like it was AI. It felt like it was doing what AI does. And then it's like a little uncanny valley, you know, and the products all were. I think of Saie as being a bit of a bellwether because I feel like that's their only strategy, you know? And Fenty, of course, is that way, although they have a much better, more comprehensive strategy for making actual quality products. And Tower 28 may be the most considered in some ways of all of them, but also quite about the trends and quite trendy. All three of them releasing powder blush. Is it coming back? You tell me if you're on the block, you know? If you are a young, trendy person, are the girls into powder blush? Is that what's happening? Is that why we're seeing this? I am not. I'm not ready to let cream blush go. You cannot pry it from my 40-year-old hands. But I will follow the future career of blush, as I always do, with great interest. Okay, we're back to my uninspired takes. The Ordinary is re-releasing the Serum Foundation. And I saw that and I was like, huh. That's how I feel about it. I had this back in the day because it was this purportedly fabulous foundation for only $7.50 and in all of these colors. And I think that the colors that I had, it wasn't the like neutral pale olive renaissance. It wasn't the moment that I was like, oh, this truly matches my skin. It was fine. I think I probably had one that was way too yellow and one that was way too pink, and they were like both a little bit, I don't know, maybe just light enough, but just not quite right. I remember sometimes using them, sometimes mixing them with other things, thinking they were fine, but not being obsessed with them. Didn't really notice when they dribbled off of the market. And now that they're dribbling back onto the market, my only reaction is, huh. I'm glad you're here watching this video, learning things, getting inspired. Okay, finally, a release from Rhode that I can thumb my nose at. That's what it is, right? Yeah. But I guess what I mean is turn my nose up. I think thumbing my nose is a little bit aggressive. I don't want this pink sugar cookie inspired gloss, which is good because it's probably already sold out. I probably would be too late to the game, just like I've been with all of the other limited edition Rhode glosses that I did want. Bring back Cinnamon Bun, Hallie. We don't want this pink business. Oh, some beauty news that does intrigue me. Olive Young, which is like the legendary, I don't know that much about it. It's legendary, but all I know is that it's a beauty retailer in Korea and you can order online from it, which I have almost done on a couple of occasions for sunscreen for Joe, because there was this like one sunscreen he really loved that you can't get in the United States and they didn't have it on Yes Style, et cetera, et cetera. But then I remember the shipping was really high from Olive Young. They are opening a store in Los Angeles. I don't live in LA anymore, but the next time I go visit, you better believe that I'll be going in person to Olive Young, because it's like a chance to shop brands and products that aren't available in the United States. It's so exciting. The Post says their mission is to support small and medium-sized K-beauty brands in the global market. So basically, their mission is to make available to us the things that were not formerly available to us. The question on everybody's lips is, will they be shipping from the United States? If they're moving into Los Angeles, moving into the US market, does that mean they'll have warehouses here? Does that mean we'll be able to buy online and have them shipped from those warehouses instead of from further away and having shipping cost a lot? My excitement is double pronged because I'm excited about going in person to Olive Young at some point. The first store will be in LA, maybe all over the country. I'm following the future career of Olive Young with great interest, you'd better believe. And lastly, Westman Atelier releasing a liquid bronzer, which I don't know. Ordinarily, I wouldn't maybe necessarily talk about this. Okay, the color is kind of interesting. They've moved away from their super neutral packaging and they're releasing these like really bright summery colors, which makes it seem like it might be limited edition, because that's usually what they do for limited edition stuff. But it doesn't seem like it's being called limited edition. Liquid bronzer isn't usually my thing, but I'm interested in Westman Atelier. So I scrolled through the slides and I saw the before and after picture of the palest model. And I had this moment where I was like, should I be using bronzer all over my face? Because look, the before picture, that's exactly what I look like. Here she is. She's a model, but she's like 20 years younger than me. In the first one, I feel like in the before, that's basically exactly the color of my skin. When I put on makeup is what I'm trying to say. I get out of bed, lots of things happen, and then I go to put on makeup. I end up looking exactly like this, not flawless and young, but like my skin, the color of it, the way that I'm sort of like, okay, and now I'm made up and now I'm done, is the before picture in this piece of advertising. And then the after picture, yeah, she looks really healthy and bronze and glowy and good. And I would like to look like that, I think. I mean, it also looks like they've added freckles. A lot has happened potentially between picture 1 and picture 2. Here's what I'm trying to say. I don't think it's bad for me to suddenly be like, oh, I'm interested in wearing bronzer again, because I have that really great Phytosurgence bronzer that I've been wanting to use more. And this makes me want to go dig it out and like really bronze and see how I feel. It's sort of like a paradigm shift. Like I can feel the tectonic plates shifting in my head. But then the other thing that's going on is I'm like a victim of advertising. Like I'm looking at this and it's making me feel bad about myself, because it's like the before is how you look. And I just reject that completely. I look fine. She looked fine before. Everything's fine. I'll probably forget about this sometime in the next 24 hours, but it did strike me and I thought it was worth bringing up. Either way, I'm not going to buy the Westman Atelier bronzer. And that has brought us to the end, the conclusion of New Makeup Hot Takes today. It's kind of nice to sit back and be like, we're just talking about it. We're just reacting. It's not serious. No need for a thesis. It all worked out and I really hope that you enjoyed it. I did. I enjoyed spending this time with you, and I hope that you're taking extra good care of yourself so that you can be the most effective version of yourself as you do your work in the world.